investigates has learned that the connection of the Delphi murders to the Anthony Shots fake social media profile started with another incident reported to police just days after the bodies of Libby German and Abby Williams were discovered.
Phil, we're getting steps and steps closer to solving this case. Rich Nye is digging deeper into the transcript now of a police interview with Kagan Klein to learn more about what led up to his arrest. Rich?
Well, again, first of all, it's very important to remind you that Kagan Klein is not charged with the killings of Libby German and Abby Williams. Klein has been held in the Miami County Jail for over a year and a half now on 30 charges of child pornography and exploitation. Investigators say he used the fake Anthony Shots social media profile to communicate with underage girls and receive sexually explicit images. Police interviewed Klein at the time of his arrest in August 2020. They questioned him in that interview about another school-age girl that gave her address to the Anthony Shots profile just after the Delphi murders. Klein knew the girl in Galveston personally. The police told Klein that she comes home from school, sees this guy with a ski mask looking in her bedroom window directly after giving this address to Anthony Shots. As a matter of fact, that's the incident that started everything else last time. That's how everything started last time, was that incident. And Kagan replied, "That's crazy." So here's the timeline and locations in north central Indiana. The bodies of Libby German and Abby Williams were discovered near a trail in Delphi in Carroll County on February 14, 2017. 6 days later, on February 20th, is that incident in Galveston in Cass County, where the girl that Klein knew had given her address to the Anthony Shots profile. She saw a man in a ski mask looking in her bedroom window. And then on February 25th, police searched the home in Peru in Miami County, where Klein lived with his father. They found over 100 photos and videos of underage girls on several electronic devices. Police say the Anthony Shots profile communicated with Libby German hours before her death. Police questioned Klein intensely about anyone else who may have had access to his devices, especially his father. Jerry Anthony Klein goes by Tony and has a criminal history that includes convictions of sexual harassment, battery, and theft. But Indiana State Police will not tell us at this point whether they have questioned Tony Klein about the Delphi murders.
Yeah, something's going on. I don't know if Keegan Klein is talking or if somebody provided an anonymous tip and proved that they had solid information. You know, they were able to prove that the information that they were giving is good. So they may have taken Keegan Klein into custody so that they can interrogate him about the information. That's also what could have happened. Tom with the super chat. Two dams upstream from Peru were on an emergency shutdown 2 weeks ago, and Wabash diverted temporarily, according to the DNR websites. Also, drones flew at the bridges today. Yeah, something's going on. Somebody's about to be screwed. Once they find what they're looking for, I believe they're going to be able to take that next step. Melissa South, welcome to members. Good to have you. Usually get some meetings together on Tuesdays. Hey, what's up, Miss Thang? Radar. Okay, let's start with page 139 here. I should have did some outlines on these, but I know I'm pretty well. And we'll kind of stay on each page for a while. That way I don't miss any of the chat. It seems like it has a delay and I don't want to miss anything. So basically, the story that Kagan Klein was trying to give or portray to law enforcement here was, yeah, I was talking to Liberty's friend. That's it. You know, I don't even remember talking to Liberty. Okay, now this is the same friend that introduced um, Libby to the Anthony Shots profile, I believe. If what Keegan says in the transcript is correct, he states, I met her early February. So I'm thinking anywhere between the 3rd and the 5th or that weekend, because I think it was a snow day as well. No, actually, I take that back. The previous weekend would have been another snow day. This would have been the first weekend of February. So I'm wondering if it correlates, if the information about Liberty having to reset her phone, I wonder if it had to do with talking to this older boy, because I believe he did state he was 19 as well. So let's say the aunt or the mother or the grandmother say, hey, we found out you were talking to an older boy. We saw it on Instagram. We saw it on Snapchat, you know. Or maybe she didn't want to get busted, convince somebody, hey, I made a mistake. Can you please reset my phone to factory resets? You know, something's going on with my phone. And this guy's stalking me, basically. Says here, they ask Kagan, she said, did you hear about Liberty? You respond on Anthony Shots, OMG, what happened? That's talking to somebody about the 2 girls that were missing and then wound up dead. So he lied about that. And I don't know if law enforcement just tried to sneak this in, but they were like, you were talking to, says that Anthony Shots was meeting up with Liberty German. And then he says that's a fucking lie. But the truth is, he kind of admits to it right here. I think in another, might be further down in the transcript, he finally admits to, yeah, you know, I did say that, but I would never meet up. Turbo Havoc says, is the friend who introduced Libby to Anthony Shots the same one who saw the man in her window? Well, there is some confusion about that. I think that they don't want to admit it here in the transcript directly to Keegan, because later on they say, well, a member, you know, somebody associated with that family. So I don't know if Anthony Shots was talking to multiple members of the family, but I'm pretty sure it's the same friend. People have talked with her recently or them and asking for, you know, a statement, and they all say, well, that never happened. But that's what you would say. You know what I mean? Like if you didn't want any attention, you don't say, yeah, it's true. You're like, please ask more questions about it. Hey, Tracy. What's going on, Jen, TTM, Sharon? Good to see all you guys. I hope everybody's doing okay. Bees. Bridget Bowman, hello. Says, hello, sleuth and all. It must be hard for police to get a baseline on Keegan or an accurate polygraph reading because he lies like we breathe. It's true. And he may also actually suffer from, anxiety and all those things that he was talking about. Tom says at the end of all of this, I'm about 99% sure the correct scenario has been mentioned on this channel. Well, hopefully we find out soon. Yeah, it'd be kind of strange. They're looking for a phone and a knife. That was always the first theory when it came to this case. Burner phone and a catfish scenario. It makes sense for the age group and would explain how they would get lured out there, especially when their parents say they don't go out there often and they'll get in trouble. They would need a good reason to go out there. So Turbo says, if it is the same friend, then it seems to me that the ski mask incident was them trying to tie up loose ends. Okay. So let's say after the fact, and I don't think Keegan Kline's the killer. He could be. He could have been, just this lone person. But I think somebody that's associated with him, maybe two people went and committed this murder for whatever reason. I don't know the motivation yet. Was it monetary? Possibly. Was it out of anger, drug-fueled rage? Who knows? But the truth is, the only connection to Anthony Schatz and Liberty was her friend. So without her friend to step up and say, hey, look, Anthony Schatz, this guy that we're talking to online, was also talking to Liberty German, and I believe he said he was supposed to meet her that day, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, really? Can we, now we need to see what's going on with this information. We got a guy using this. And then once they found out it was Keegan Kline, man, I bet you they have all kinds of information we don't know about. There could be people that we haven't even mentioned that are involved. Friends of her friend's family, maybe boys coveting Libby, maybe an older brother or something. It's probably going to be something strange like that, but definitely connected to Keegan Kline. Tom, thank you. Has it been law enforcement evidence that her phone was found? Yes, I believe that is a fact that Liberty's phone was found. But I see what you mean. A lot of things have been fact that were considered facts early on have definitely changed. So I see where you're going. Hey, Hazel. What's up, D? Thanks, Radar. Wouldn't be nothing without you guys. Hey, Chickpea. Nope, no sympathy. And these weirdos that are talking to him and hitting on him and being friendly with him, man, it's so strange to me. It seems gross. That's the only word I can think of is gross. Hey, what's going on, Dave? Honolulu, Marlo, Kay. Good to see you guys. Good to see you, Kiwi. Yeah, I try to be there, a person of the people. Spokesman of the people, so to speak. Bridget Bowman says, Sleuth, have we ever heard about the friend of Tony's who stalked the 11-year-old girl years ago? He should be looked into, in my opinion, a very possible accomplice to Tony. Yeah, same the MO. Are you talking about the passenger from that time? I believe he was involved in another ski mask incident or a stalking incident, right? Back in 2014 or something. 2000, maybe even 2011. Tom with the super chat. I feel the river search is long shot, but who knows? I don't know, Tom. They're not going to do what they're doing on a long shot. I think that they got good intel. And if they're going to go this far and put all these resources into, something that they didn't have faith in, they're just not going to do it. I don't even think they can get approval for something like that unless it wasn't a good tip. So I'm thinking, they provided the information. My understanding, it's a phone and a knife. Was listed as an anonymous. I don't know if it's Keegan, but I think he was questioned about it. A lot of strange things happened during that time. Friend one was released from prison onto monitored house arrest on the 19th, I believe. I believe the 19th was the same day they began searching that river. So that's a strange coincidence. And then I believe the 19th was also when they took Keegan, right, into state custody. So, I mean, it's a strange coincidence. So we're probably looking at a friend one situation saying, hey, look, it's not worth it. I'm going to go ahead and give him the information that I heard. I mean, he was his roommate. You heard Doug Carter. He said, at the very least, you told somebody. I mean, who else is Keegan Klein going to tell? Like, that's his only, like, a real friend. Of course he told him. And friend one held it in his back pocket like a credit card. Cashed it in when he needed it. Digital says, I heard the sleepover family was a single father, several boys, and Libby's friend, the sister. Is that true? Very possible. So I wouldn't rule out any of that, because if Liberty's over here at her friend's house and there's these older teen boys or older young men, killers, they covet, So if they're coveting and they feel like they can use Keegan Klein as their fall guy, I mean, why not? All right, let me catch up on the chat and then we'll move on to the next page here. $2,010. Thank you, Tom. That was the other incident involving Tony Klein and I believe some type of stalking charge, if I'm not mistaken. Stalking of a minor. Lynn says, it looked like they found something today. They flew a drone. Yeah, that's what Tom was saying. That's a good sign. The more resources we see, they must be finding something. Mike says, hit the thumbs up button. Please do. Yeah, if you're in jail, if that's true, Keegan Klein, after everything that he's been through and everything that's going on, and he's still just trying to find ways to be perverted. Yeah, there's, some people are beyond reproach, I guess. Does anybody know if friend one posted bail? Not sure what the charges are, but if they are facing 5 to 10 years, it doesn't make sense. They'd be out with an ankle monitor. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think the charge was, I think assault with a deadly weapon or something along those lines. He may have pulled like a gun out on somebody. I agree, Dina. You know, I think Keegan Kline was their source. That was the way they acquired their target. There was mention in the transcript that Libby was annoying Keegan Kline. So I'm wondering if there's some kind of an altercation, maybe a threat, maybe maybe somebody else logged into the Anthony Shots profile while with Keegan Kline and kind of accidentally identified themselves. You know, maybe they were drinking, getting high, and just let it slip or just didn't care. And at that point, it had been too far. You know, maybe they'd gone too far with the sextortion, and who knows really what the motivation is. Seems like we're going to find out pretty soon, though. I hope. No, he's in Las Vegas. He's the guy Keegan moved with, but I guess they had a falling out. Translation, Keegan wouldn't get his ass off the couch and pay any of the bills, so he had to go. That's what I'm thinking, Dave. Dave says, I wonder if friend one rolled on one of them. I think so. Carter, you know, believes, hey, at the very least, you told somebody. Friend one would most likely be that somebody. Let's see. Super chat. Friend one got out on rolling. Seems very plausible. Yeah, I'm leaning towards that. Tom with another super chat. Thank you so much, Tom. I know they are throwing a pile of metal to the side to keep them from backtracking. I bet that ankle monitor is a new type with a tracker in it. It better have a tracker. Luke Lyon says, apparently he has access to a device. I think he's referring to Keegan has access to a device called the Chirp that's been taken away from him where the inmates can text with money on their commissary. Yeah, I've been learning a lot about that. I know Frank Meister was talking with him. All right, Tom. Thank you. Yeah, I heard dogs and drones. Lesbian says the addition of friend one being released is a bombshell. That can't be a coincidence. That's what I'm saying. Good to see you, by the way. I mean, it's so strange. Okay, they're searching the Wabash. No, first it goes in this order. Murder Sheets drops the information about Marathon. So that must have been another part of the information that was given from this anonymous tip. You got the Marathon, and then you have the unsealing of Keegan Kline's documents goes into state custody. They begin searching the Wabash. They're still searching the Wabash River. Keegan seems to be talking a whole lot, trying to get money from everybody. He seems to be freaking out a little bit. He seems upset, pissed, doing whatever he can to communicate. Out of nowhere. Like he wasn't talking to anybody. He wasn't talking until recently. Delphi says KK and TK are both wimps. Not capable of killing, just making money with pics and vids. Well, to me, it would take wimps to kill two teenage girls. So that fits the profile. Radar says, sleuth, intuition. I was thinking about something. I wonder if the girl that tipped in already talking to Keegan because the so-called mask incident is going to get claim the reward. Appreciate that, Tom. Well, I do believe that Kagan Klein was talking about how pissed off he is because all these YouTubers are talking about him, but who knows? I don't give a shit about that. All right, let's take a look here. So she's talking about Liberty's friend, or Keegan's talking about Liberty's friend here, friend's brother. Yeah, he was grades lower than me, but yeah, I think he was like a grade or two lower than me. So he's basically saying, yeah, I was connected to the entire family. Really one of my good friends. Known him around, between 5th and 7th grade. So they caught him in another lie. They asked him early on in the transcript, hey, have you ever catfished somebody that you actually knew? And Keegan was like, no, I would never do that. So this is where they caught him in another lie. And he says here, and that's like where you said a little bit ago about the family or whatever. Excuse me. I guess that would be an instant of that, knowing a family and. So he's like, okay, you got me. And honestly, he must be panicked right here. Because think about it. Law enforcement found out about Anthony Shots after the ski mask incident. Now, the ski mask incident, in my opinion, was there to wrap up those loose ends. Think about it. If he was successful in hurting the person that knew that Liberty was talking to him, we may never even be talking about Keegan Klein right now. And it so happens that was on the 20th, the day before they went to Las Vegas. So what they were doing was, okay, we're going to go on the run, kind of, we're going to go on the lam, so to speak, a quick little vacation. And then we'll keep an eye on the news. And if they spot us or if we see anything suspicious, we'll get out of here. We'll go somewhere and we'll hide forever. So they went and they hid in Vegas. But before they went to Las Vegas, it seems like they wanted to stop here and tie up this loose end. And it's unfortunate for them and great for us that he was unsuccessful. Because once they made that report, the young lady said, hey, look, the guy that I was just messaging, this guy that was supposed to meet Liberty the day she disappeared. Look, this is him. His name's Anthony Shots. He's the guy I was supposed to meet him. And then all of a sudden the ski mask guy shows up. So instantly this person knows that it's suspicious and it's connected. And this is the one thing that makes me think that Keegan Klein is completely guilty in all this and knows the killer is this specific incident. Vanessa says, laugh out. I wonder how many other people threw shit into the Wabash and might be nervous right now. Yep. Yeah, Pamela says they are pissed that KK and father are getting the attention. Yeah, that may be making them very upset. Yep, Dave. Dave says the person who was responsible, TK and KK, were the lure. And then BG is actually who did the crime. Yep, it's looking that way. Who is he, though? And how will this anonymous tip or whatever they're looking for? And like I said, I believe the information that we're receiving is true, that they're looking for a knife and a phone. Oh, we got a super chat. Hold on, let me just scroll down. Thanks, Radar. Thank you for all your hard work. I could lay out 3 or 4 different angles still. This case is off the charts. Thank you again, my friend. Thank you, Radar. And then right here, they said, well, were you talking to her? Did you date her? He said, no, I tried to talk to her. But he, she wouldn't talk to him. That's why he catfished her. And here it says, the family was talking to Anthony Schatz. He says, right, probably Libby's friend. Had to be. And was looking to hook up with Anthony Schatz. So he knew already that it was Libby's friend who introduced him, the one who he basically admits to talking to the entire time. Investigator says, and was looking to hook up with Anthony Schatz. So she gives him an address to Anthony, gives her address to Anthony Schatz because she's coming home after school and she wants to hook up because parents are not home after school for a couple of hours. And Keegan says, who? Libby's friend? Law enforcement says somebody associated with Libby's friend. So I think they just didn't want to admit exactly who it was because she would already be a target at that point, And down here at the bottom, in regards to the ski mask incident, law enforcement says there was actually a police report filed. So, I mean, it's on record. So the day before these guys head to Vegas, I think they tried to kill another person. The same person that they were unsuccessful at harming was the same person that provided law enforcement with what they needed. And that was the Anthony Schatz profile. Without her, we may never know. We may never know who Keegan Kline was and who Anthony Schatz was. Carrie Gold says, rarely comment, but appreciate your channel. I thought it was interesting that Keegan seemed very agitated when Country Club Road was mentioned. Yeah, he did. And the way he tried to lie about it. Country Club and Paw Paw Pike. That's where my grandma lives. Those streets meet. Yeah, no shit. Yeah, Country Club Road is the key. Why would they log in and out of the Anthony Schatz account at 8 a.m., pass all those gas stations, and go directly to Country Club Road? The girls wake up around 10 a.m., communicate their intentions. That's when the plan was hatched by the killers. Keegan probably stayed behind, gave all the information to these people, probably got a burner phone, set up a burner phone, grabbed a couple weapons, and said, we're going to go shut these girls up. They're not going to, they're not going to get us in trouble. Who knows what happened the night before? Maybe these guys showed up at the sleepover. Maybe they showed up. Maybe they snuck out of the house. Who knows we don't know any of what happened. Some people can't tell the story. They're not here anymore. So eventually we're going to find out what the hell happened and what the motivation was. But yes, Country Club Road is the key. That's where the plan was hatched. If Keegan Kline and the Anthony shots are responsible for this, which, all evidence and most specifically the ski mask incident will tell us. So if it's involved, 10 o'clock, the girls wake up, talk about the bridge. At that point, they take a 45-minute drive, get to Delphi, probably around 11, gas up. Who knows? Maybe they go somewhere and get something to eat. Maybe they meet up with somebody else. But eventually, between 11 and 12, they end up at the CPS building. And we all know the story from there. Yeah, the hired hit. Ivy says, agree, he's not BG. Wonder if BG's some big shot that hired him. Big shot for this town would just be a well-known person. Yeah, it could be. He could have been hired. Like, oh, you're a catfish, huh? If I give you, I don't know, $10,000, will you do something for me? If I give you a pound of meth, will you handle something for me? Radar says that would be a revenge motive, not a sexual motive, perhaps. Not sure. I think that's the part they're keeping close. That's the part law enforcement needs to know. Like, hey, oh, you have a good tip? Okay, well, why don't you tell me what happened that day? Well, I know they weren't sexually assaulted, and I know that, certain type of weapon was used. Okay, tell me more. Oh, and then this, and that, signatures or something along those lines. Okay. Something only the killer or someone close to the killer would know. Now they know the tip's credible. Yeah, because whatever they pull out of that river, if they can tie it to an individual, boom, that would be amazing. That's disgusting. Ivy says, my question is, why would he put himself out there by doing the ski mask thing? Somebody really did a number on him. I don't know. Let's say, I think drugs play a part in this somehow. Somehow there's drugs and maybe there's paranoia. So after the crime, just picture the killer sitting there going, okay, if I'm going to get busted, how am I going to get busted? Oh, well, it's going to be that young lady that Keegan knows because he's friends with that family. She's the one that could get me in trouble, so we need to target her. And maybe the fact that they failed to get that person, then they left town, fearing the worst. Tom, thank you. Ski mask is a guy that didn't get it out of his system. Oh, yeah, I think we read this one, huh? I can't get Chadwell out of the equation. His home at time was 6057 US South 31 in Peru. You have to pass this bridge en route. Yeah, I have a lot of evidence showing that he lived very close by Tony, but I just don't know how often they hung around or were in each other's presence, because I've had gone over the theory that maybe somebody was with Keegan while he was talking about who he was catfishing, and they took interest in it. It even says that in the transcript. Law enforcement asked Keegan, well, were you just talking about it and somebody overheard you? So, I mean, it's not out of the question, Possibly an abduction gone wrong, yeah. Yeah, Chickpea says, breaking it down, if KK already knew the girl and family, then why would he go to be a peeping Tom? I don't think he was going there to be a peeping Tom. I think he was going there to kill somebody. He was going there to silence somebody. The fact that we're talking about Anthony Shots is the very thing he was trying to stop. The fact that we have this information is the very thing I believe the ski mask incident was trying to prevent from the case being solved eventually. It's not yet, but it looks like it may be. I mean, the timing of it all, it's just so strange. Okay. So I can't remember who I was talking. There was some confusion on when the ski mask incident took place. And on page 146 here, law enforcement tells Keegan Klein, hang on the top of that. You searched about Libby's friend's family on 2/19/17, the day before that happened. So the day before that happened was the 19th, making the ski mask incident. It would have took place on the 20th. So basically on the 19th, he's searching this person. The following day, this person has the incident, the ski mask incident, and the Anthony Shots connection. And the following day, they're on their way to Las Vegas. So what are the odds? Okay. The 19th, they're like, we got to find this person. Okay. We got to find her and we got to shut her up. Okay. We found her on the 19th. On the 20th, we're going to set her up like we set up the girls. And then we'll be in the clear. So they went over there, tried to handle it. Didn't work out the way they thought it would. And they took off. They left town. And law enforcement is now fully aware of who Anthony Shots is. And then he even says, yeah, I see what you're trying to put together, but I swear to God, I was not looking in someone's fucking window. They're like, no, just like, this reminds me of him if he was looking up the Marathon gas station. He might be somebody's little bitch. Like, hey, look this up for me, or hey, do this for me, or hey, look up that girl. You said this girl knows who you are? Okay, tell me where she lives. Okay, let me look her up on Facebook. Okay, well, she lives here. Okay. He just serves a purpose. Dave says, I thought, why would they still be looking into KK or TK even though they have their DNA? It's probably because they were involved, just not the killer. Well, you got to remember they have the human element and they have a science element. So the science element might tie them to it, some type of fibers, maybe some type of fibers that are only found in a certain type of carpet or something that's located in one of their homes. Who knows? Forensics, that stuff gets brought up in court all the time. They have specialists that try to explain it to the jury. I don't think Keegan will talk. I mean, he doesn't, I don't think he has a reason to. Yeah, it seems like it was recorded. I mean, why stage unless you're trying to mislead law enforcement? but law enforcement seems to think that they were staging for purposes of filming or documenting, I think for like a trophy or maybe even monetary reasons. Well, Radar, he's going to be in a lot of trouble if he ends up getting convicted for this and he didn't assist and he does, they're going to have to put him in protective custody. Yep, where's my phone? Yeah, just because your phone's doing something doesn't mean you personally are. Country Club, I believe, is east. It's just a little bit east of Peru. Almost, it connects with the Hoosier Heartland Highway. Far east Peru. Might even be out of the city limits. I'm not sure. Bridget says, I agree with Sleuth. Kagan definitely involved, but not the killer. He knows who it is for sure. I agree, Dave. Okay, because of time, I'll go ahead and play the little video that I made for you guys today. Let me locate it real quick. And we can stop and go if you need to. I'll play the version without the music. Oops. What the hell? Oh, I lied. I guess this is the version with the music. Oh, you guys aren't getting any sound out of that? Well, I do now that somebody's saying something. Here, let me start that over. Let me know if you guys can hear that. Page 139, Kagan talking to Libby's friend after she went missing.
Okay.
Can you guys
Snapchat
hear that?
return. You had talked to one of her friends who had said to you
Who I was talking to?
that you were talking to.
The whole time.
Absolutely correct.
That's who I remember.
Yes, correct.
Right.
She said, "Did you hear about Liberty?" You respond on Anthony shots. OMG, what happened? That's talking to somebody about the two girls that were missing and then wound up dead.
Right. I guess you're right. Yeah.
Okay, same person. Or the girl that you were talking to says that Anthony Schatz was meeting up with Liberty German.
That's
The
a
facts.
total lie. That's a total
And
lie.
then in the
That's a total
conversation
fucking
it
lie.
goes,
That's a total lie.
Page 144, Kagan knows Libby's friend's family.
Yeah, he's grades lower than me, but yeah. Yeah, I even think he was like a grade or two lower than me.
so what's your connection with that
I
entire
used to
family?
actually stay with them a lot.
Who?
When I lived in Galveston, when they lived in Galveston.
Stayed
The
with
family. Libby's friend's family.
all?
Libby's friend's family was really one of good friends around 6th grade, 5th grade, 7th grade.
Do you remember?
So like already know where you and your, right, I did talk to her, yes.
Who?
No, not say like that. I remember when it says it's that girl, Libby's friend, I did talk to her back in the day.
Like you dated her?
No, like I tried to talk to her.
Okay.
And that's like where you said a little bit ago about the family or whatever. Yeah, that would be, I guess, an instant of me knowing a family and
So a person associated with that family, directly associated with that.
Page 145, Libby's friend's family and the ski mask incident.
Family was talking to Anthony Schatz
Right, probably Libby's friend, right?
and was
Had
looking to
be.
hook up with Anthony Schatz. So she gives an address to Anthony Schatz because she's coming home after school and she wants to hook up because her parents are not home after school for a couple of hours.
Who's that? Libby's
Well,
friend?
somebody associated with Libby's friend's family.
Oh, okay.
And then she gets off, the girl associated with Libby's friend's family gets off the school bus and there's a guy with a ski mask peering in her bedroom window.
Okay, so you're trying to say that's
No,
me or
I'm
something?
not saying it's you. I'm just saying there's another coincidence that we have a girl talking to Anthony Schatz's account. Then she gives an address
Oh, well.
to Anthony Schatz because she wants to hook up with him.
See, I don't even remember her
But it's
giving,
we have,
ever giving an
and she
address.
did.
Right,
And she did, in fact. There was actually a police report filed when it happened because
right.
Page 146, Kagan searched Libby's friend's Facebook the day prior to the ski mask incident.
she comes home from school, sees this guy with the ski mask looking in her bedroom window directly after giving this address to Anthony Schatz. As a matter of fact, that's the incident that started everything last time. That's how everything started last time, was that incident.
That's crazy.
I mean,
I know how bad.
hang on. On top of that, you searched Libby's friend's family on 2/19/17.
What do you mean I searched?
The day before that happened, your phone shows that you searched Libby's friend's family.
What do you mean?
I'm telling you, your phone searched.
Like Facebook or
Mhm.
something? Right.
Another
okay.
coincidence.
Yeah, I see what you're trying to put together, but I swear
We
to
didn't
God.
say that.
Well, you stopped
trying
you're
to get-
implying that.
Page 157, Kagan deleted history on his personal phone from 210 to 215.
People from your residence. I mean, all that 100% sure. We know it. We know it for a fact. So remove yourself from it. Bullshit. And trying to pick out every individual piece, it starts to stack. It just keeps stacking. The phone, your phone that you had, all your search history was deleted from 210 to 215. There's nothing in between. So now that's interesting. About that is all the other phones have complete histories. Nothing's gone.
Okay.
So during the time frame where This grooming would have been built up to meeting. It's gone. It's wiped away from your phone. But your other devices are complete. So now it all starts to stack. The complexity of your Anthony Shots persona, the cars, the influence of Lamborghinis and Ferraris.
Yeah?
It's not you. It's not your idea. You and I both know it's not your idea.
What do you mean? It's not my idea to take pictures of money and stuff and send
The
them to
complexity
people?
of it, okay? It's not just you.
I don't know.
Is it?
I mean, like I said, the only other person who had
Not at
access
that
to my
time.
phone is friend one. That's literally it.
Not in Vegas.
No, I promise you, anytime.
Page 188. Kagan was searching Delphi nonstop and about searching IP addresses the moment he went to Las Vegas.
I mean, searching about servers and stuff, that would have to do something with my work.
So right after, and I'm talking minutes that you are searching, police continue to pursue leads in the Delphi girl's murder. Girls missing after posting Snapchat message article. That's girls missing after posting Snapchat messages, an article you search. Can you trace IP from social media?
I probably was. Constantly.
A few minutes later, that's where you start searching about internet servers. So randomly.
I was obviously like, well, I talked to her friend and stuff. They obviously could see that I talked to her friend on Snapchat. That's probably why I searched that. Because I was probably like, oh, fuck, I talked to that person's friend.
But again, you didn't just
I
talk
know.
to that person.
But what
Talk
I'm
to
saying
her.
is I don't remember talking to her. So my brain, I was probably...
So we'll probably hang out here in chat for maybe another 5-10 minutes. See what you guys have to say. Thank you, Luke. Maybe it's not Kagan searching. Yeah, I agree with that, Delphi. Definitely connected for sure. Good to see you, Dave. Thank you so much. Thank you, Bees. Good to see you. Thanks for participating. Purdue says yes and castrate the pervs. Then put them in with general prison population. Yeah, most of these pervs, they do not get rehabilitated, unfortunately. Child predators are the most likely to reoffend. Or I should say sexual offenders. Unless he's more involved than we think, Tracy. Wow, it's sad. Thank you, Turbo. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget to like the video. Check out the video I did again if you can. Feel free to leave comments, messages, if you have any questions. Yeah, that's right, Anthony. I did see that. I don't think it's possible. Thank you, Ivy. Thanks for your participation. Thanks, Pat. Says most prisons have chomos on their own block. If they're in wheelchairs, they call those chamaros. Chamaroos. I like it. Yeah, they got to be separated because they'll get stomped. They'll get shanked. Thanks, Willow. Always good to see you. Wow, $400. Yeah, it's crazy. He seems panicked. Maybe all the people that were giving him money, you know, they're panicked. You know, they can't talk to him. They can't be seen talking with him. Shit, maybe they fled the damn country. Who knows? Thanks, Delphi. Thanks for your participation as well. Thank you, Justice. You as well. Chamaros. Am I saying that right? Chamaros? Just call them fish on wheels. Thanks, Purdue. You too. Hey, good to see you. It's a good question, Tracy. Yeah, I don't know if they would deal on that, especially if they had a star witness or somebody that could already tie you to whatever it is that you're guilty of. All right, I want to thank everybody who showed up. And I want to give a shout out to all the people catching the replay all the way through to the end. Thank you so much. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, whatever, all the good YouTube stuff. And I will catch you on the flip side.